This week's episode of the Run, Eat, Drink podcast is sponsored by Pure Creative Apparel. From logo design to specialty clothing to branded merchandise, the team at Pure Creative Apparel can take your ideas and bring them to life. You can find out more at purecreativeapparel.com. And we thank Pure Creative Apparel for sponsoring this week's show. Welcome to the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. We feature destination races from across the country. And after the race, we take you on a tour of the best local food and beverage to celebrate. So whether you are an elite runner or a back of the packer like us, you'll know the best places to accomplish, explore, and indulge on your next runcation. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 70.
A nice round number.
The 70.
You're getting up there.
Yeah. It's Aimee, in case you didn't know.
And I'm your co-host, Dana. And we're a little late recording today, but hey, we're glad to be here.
Yes, we are so glad to be here. It's a shout out to my dad. It's his birthday today.
That's right. Happy birthday, Dad.
Dad, if you're listening, we love you. Happy birthday.
Of course he's listening. He's supportive.
One of my original teachers, coaches, and heroes.
Aww.
I remember when he coached the track team when I was in high school.
But you were not a runner at that time.
I was not. He tried to get me to the shot put.
Okay.
Right? And isn't that the one where you put the ball in
the big cannonball up on your shoulder?
And then like you turn and then you like throw it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was trying to get me into the track and field stuff the one season that he coached it. He said, come out, do this. It's not running. It'll be...
The things I learned about you 21 years in.
You did it. Well, hey, that's another thing that's happening this week.
Oh, and what are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about?
Someone's been putting up with my crap for 21 years.
I would have to say that there's no putting up to it. I think we support, love, and encourage each other.
I would agree.
21 years plus.
Welcome, guys. It is, we are recording this on July 9th, which means we've just come off of the big holiday weekend here in the United States for Independence Day.
Yes, we hope you had a wonderful 4th of July holiday or weekend. If you were working, we hope it wasn't too hectic for you.
And hope you have all the fingers now that you started with and didn't blow any of them off playing with fireworks.
Fireworks safety from our co-host.
If it explodes or leaves the ground, it's probably dangerous, which means it's fun.
Many of you might have celebrated the weekend or prior to the weekend, like I did, in running a local 5K.
Yes, you were back out there at the Cape Coral Freedom 5K, which is one that we covered last year on the show.
Yes, and while it's not a destination race, this is not a destination travel week for us. It is a training week, and Jeff in my training has encouraged me ever so strongly in his way to say, you really should get some hill work in there, Aimee. So
I wonder why that might be.
Yeah.
You might have heard us complaining about Kentucky, and we have a race coming up in Alaska with some hills.
So while this was not a destination race, after my exchange with my running coach, I looked ahead on the calendar and thought, last year we did a 5K that involved a bridge. That's hill work. It's coming up. I should do it.
For those of you that have been listening, or if you've just joined us in the last couple of months, we're based out of Southwest Florida.
Flat.
A lot of people think that we might be exaggerating a little bit when we talk about how flat it is here.
It is.
Our city of Cape Coral is 120 square miles, about 180,000 people. It's the second largest city in the state of Florida by area, and the maximum elevation in the city is 13 to 16 feet.
There are no
hills here unless you go run the bridges.
Yep.
Or like you've done doing parking decks.
Which is what he said I could do also.
So running the bridges here, the two that go in and out of our town, not a really good idea. Very heavily traveled.
For safety.
No separate running lane, unlike the ones in Fort Myers. So
that's not good.
when you have an opportunity to run a closed course on the bridge, you take it.
And take it. I did.
And you supported a great cause in the process.
And I did. It's our local military museum.
Yeah, the Chamber of Commerce puts the race on,
yes.
supports the military museum. That military museum does so much for veterans locally, and the static displays that they have at that museum are just fantastic. It is actually kind of a neat hidden gem here in Southwest Florida. If you've got the time and you're traveling down here to swing by and check that out, and you've always got some of the local veterans working in the museum. They host breakfasts for local veterans. It's just a neat place.
Yeah. So I was happy to come out and support it and do hill work. It was early morning race because, who wants to run in Florida the summer in midday instead of getting a training run in the middle of the day, when I just hit snooze too often. I had a motivator to get up and get it done.
Part of that was that you hadn't registered.
Oh, I did register, but I didn't pick up my
packet pickup. I'm sorry. Let's just talk about that for a second. We did this event last year. We had to do the same thing, early morning packet pickup. It seemed like they had kind of improved the process this year.
I feel like they had more volunteers manning the station for packet pickup, and they just seemed more efficient or started earlier. Maybe I'm not remembering that right, but
I think you're right about the more volunteers, but it was very well run. It was moving. The line didn't really get very long.
No.
And it was super smooth.
We had our
packets. They had morning of registration if you had to.
Right. And I feel like they handled that very well. They had a couple of computers or iPads set up under a tent, and they were just going.
Yeah.
So, and then they had, it was kind of, they would put you through either the registration or the check-in with getting your bib number, and then you go right around the back of the table for your bag and your shirt.
Right. And that was like kind of in a separate area, so that wasn't causing a bottleneck.
No, it was just kind of like one big circle that you completed to get all your stuff.
Really well done.
In. Yeah. So, and I think the Fort Myers Track Club helped the Chamber of Commerce with this.
And they did the chip timing.
Yeah, and the kids race that was put on after the 5K was done. So that very organized.
Oh, I thought so.
Very, very organized.
And this is a race that's held. It's held on Cape Coral Parkway. It starts at the foot of the Cape Coral Bridge.
If you're local, you'll know that. If you're
local, well, even if you're not local, but yeah, you'll recognize that area, and that is where the festivities for our city are. So you're they're starting the run kind of in the middle of where the chamber is setting up for the events that are going to take place later in the day.
And in the evening with the fireworks.
And that section of road is never opened for the whole day.
Never.
So you're not rushed to get off the course.
No.
So when you're
He
done,
knows because he came with me and he waited for me.
I did. I didn't run this one. I am currently still suffering from a torn meniscus, and I had to sit this one out. So I was able to see you off on your training run.
It was good. We had a live
when you came back.
You helped me shoot a live video on Facebook and on Instagram so that we could wish everybody a happy 4th of July before we started.
And that was right there at the start line.
Yeah.
Which is at the foot of that bridge.
Right there where the Mission barbecue truck was.
Yeah. And it's just neat to be right down there in an area that's normally full of traffic. And you got a great view of the bridge, the water, the sunrise.
It was gorgeous. The sky was gorgeous. And when you get to the top of the bridge, both going out and coming back, because it's an out and back kind of course, you get such a beautiful view that you don't normally get because you don't have a portion of this bridge sectioned off for runners or walkers. So nobody travels this bridge.
Well,
walking,
yeah,
or biking,
very few people,
or
do.
very seldom do you see that.
Yeah, it's not the preferred method,
unless
of
they
travel.
have to, because I just don't think that there's designated space to say yes, I'm going to do it safely. So this was just a great opportunity to see the water and to see Cape Coral and Fort Myers in a way that you don't normally get to do.
Not the same as when you're in the car at 55 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, whatever it is.
And it's not the same when you experience it running and walking.
So how was that mile and a half out and back? Tell us.
Yeah, so you traverse this bridge out a mile and a half, and it is steep. It's steep.
I would agree.
So I practiced going up with little tiny quick steps walking, and I didn't really do any running intervals. And then I practiced
on the ascent
going up, and I practiced those going down the hill, down the bridge. And then I had another opportunity to practice that short kind of step and stride, because there is also an overpass that you have to climb to get to the turnaround point and go back and experience the bridge one more time.
So to be clear for everybody, you start out in Cape Coral, you head over the bridge into Fort Myers, and when you get onto the flat, it goes flat for a little bit, and then there's another little
overpass.
It's a flyover for McGregor Boulevard.
Yeah.
That you go over that to go to the turnaround.
Not quite over it.
Or onto it.
You ascend, you get to the top, and it says turn around, and then you decel.
So you get a little extra uphill for your money.
Bonus.
Yes, bonus uphill.
Bonus, Jeff. I did it. I got some hill work and then some more hill work, and then I turned around and they had like a little water station. And the Fort Myers Track Club volunteers at the different mile markers were shouting out mile times. And there was like, you could get a little spray of water, and there was one water station for runners to get some hydration, both on the way out and on the way back.
Smart.
Yeah.
Now, I remember this course from last year. It was insanely hot and humid. How was it for you this time?
I was sweating when we were checking in. Yeah. I don't think it was as bad as last year.
I think that the weather report would agree with that. It was a little bit cooler, a few degrees.
But it was still a battle, and at the end I was still drenched and disgusting. Not going to lie.
You were glowing. What are you talking about?
Sparkling, or whatever they say. I was trying. Wow. But it was hot. And
but you looked like you felt good when you were coming
really?
in. Yeah. I mean, I can always tell when you're really tired, you kind of lose the posture a little bit, but your posture was good. Your turnover was quick.
I was trying.
So
because you finish the course on flat road.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Gives you that chance for that last minute burst of speed too.
Where the arch was. So I ran it in. Not going to lie, it took me just under an hour.
Well, again, you weren't really going for speed here.
No, I was going to practice the ascent and the descent of some hill work. But still, I think that's better than my time from last year.
That's great.
So it's a win.
Well, I was jealous. I actually missed running this one, and the shirts actually looked great. I thought they did a really nice job on the shirts.
Now I'm disappointed that we didn't register you so you could have the shirts.
Yeah, well, I actually would have felt bad having the shirt and not having run the course. But it was great seeing the crowd down there, the people supporting the cause, doing a nice run and being all patriotic. I mean, there were some people who had really done it up with
oh my goodness,
the red, white, and blue outfits.
Like, I'm dressed as the flag.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was one guy that was in like a
That must have been hot.
It did. It looked like a spandex bodysuit, but it was star spangled.
Yes.
It was something else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it?
Like a very patriotic superhero.
Wow. Yeah. It was.
And some ladies had their skirts or their tutus with red, white, and blue. Just really, really cool stuff.
We should have registered you even though you didn't actually do it because of the swag bag.
Oh, yes.
Because of what was inside the swag bag.
Well, there were a number of fantastic local companies that were kind enough to sponsor this race and put together a really nice swag bag for the runners. We got a nice surprise when going through the swag bag because inside that bag, you pulled out
a free, wait for it, pint.
From one of our favorite breweries here in town.
Big Storm.
Big Storm.
Oh, yeah.
So,
who actually was the provider of their fantastic beers, the sponsor for...
They were the official craft beer sponsor of Red, White, and Boom here in Cape Coral this year.
For the celebration they were setting up for when we were doing the run.
Mm-hmm.
So I was so excited. I posted a picture on social media of that nice shirt that you like and the picture of the free pint. Can't wait to redeem that.
So that right there was worth the price of entry. So you got a great training run in, a nice view, a really nice shirt, and a free pint of beer from a place you know you like.
Yes.
How could you go wrong?
Right. And they had really great after party with bagels from the bagel factory, and they had some Michelob beer, Mick Ultra beer.
Yeah.
And they had kind of like a runner celebration area that was really nice at the foot of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there are other towns out there and others who participated in 4th of July runs and races where they put on a great party.
Oh yeah, we had some other ones just here locally as well. There's some stuff down in like Naples and Estero.
Yeah.
I know Sarasota's got one of their own. So there are plenty of options here in Southwest Florida specifically, but most communities have something like this.
Yeah.
But it's worth checking out. I mean, if you're looking at doing a holiday themed race, a lot of people, get out there for a turkey trot at Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah,
well,
we got to do that.
Consider the next time your 4th of July rolls around, and you got something going on in your town. Go out and check it out. Some of the costuming and the patriotism, plus getting out and getting off the couch. It's a great thing to do.
It was a fun time, and the only thing that was bittersweet about it for me was missing my running partner.
I missed it too. Yeah. So next year, I have goals now.
Yay!
I have to reclaim this race.
You do.
So.
And you will.
I will. And we'll talk more about the path to that as we start wrapping up tonight. But once we got done with the run and got you back home and changed and all that, it was time to get you fed. Danger is a brand new dining establishment here in Cape Coral that is a partnership between two favorites and two friends of the podcast.
Yes, that is true. Shannon
from
Yates Nevermind
at Nevermind, and Greg and Jovina
from Nice Guys Pizza. And it's so great to see them collaborate and create this place that is such great takeout, and I mean it's such great quick but delicious and inventive and creative food with their buddy Skylar.
Yeah, Skylar from Nice Guys, he was one of the main beer tenders. There came over to open Danger, and he's really putting his stamp on things. Greg and Jovina and Shannon are getting crazy creative, and this is a place, it's designed primarily for takeout. They've got about 20 seats inside. It's mainly counter service. They don't have any taps. If you want a beer there, you go to the beer cooler and you grab a can, or you can put together a 6-pack.
And there are maybe bottled sodas,
bottled craft sodas, boxed water, and they focus on items for takeout. So flatbread pizzas, which is Not the same as the pizza from Nice Guys.
It's different.
It's a little bit different. Fried chicken that they do 3 ways.
I believe it's 3.
Three styles of fry. They have their buttermilk, they have their 7 spice, and they do a lightly breaded, very light, crispy breading. Good. And then they do some other, just a few eclectic things, salads and some other stuff. Well, one of the things that we noticed on the menu the last time we were in there was their falafel burger.
Yes, I gave it away up front. I'm sorry.
You did.
I'm so
That's
sorry.
okay. No, I buried the lead, but I just, and again, we're going to really introduce them and show this place off in a future episode.
Let me tell you, they've been a little busy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay with us because we love to see them thrive and succeed because they work so hard at putting out such a great, delicious product.
And for a great price, too.
For a great price. And they just, all of them know how to create a place where you feel like it's like a second home. Everybody knows you.
If your second home was like a little backstage at a punk rock concert.
Yeah, like a little like.
But it totally works.
I feel at home.
Yeah.
There.
Greg and Joven's real spin on things is they like to offer things for vegetarians and vegans. Mm-hmm. And we said, hey, we're going to give it a shot. And both of us love Middle Eastern food, and they had a falafel burger on their menu.
Oh, yum.
We've seen it before, and we said, oh, we got to check that out.
And it frequently sells out.
It does. It's actually one of their top sellers on their menu.
That's what they say.
And they say it's not just vegans and vegetarians ordering it, and I now know why. So, I mean, you're talking about a gigantic patty of falafel, which is that spiced ground chickpea, chimichurri, and a...
Is your mouth watering? Is that what it is?
It is. And a house-made yum-yum sauce on it, pickled onion, arugula, and they serve this on a wheat roll, and it's 100% vegan.
The texture and the flavor. They have the pickled onions. I love those pickled onions.
They house make their pickled onions. They house make they make a cucumber salad there.
Because it's
everything's fresh, house made.
That pickled onion on that sandwich is like that vinegary bite that they have. And then the arugula is a peppery one, so it's a different kind of texture and flavor. Mm-hmm. And the chimichurri, oh God.
You could just eat that with a spoon.
I could.
It's so good.
I just want, like, one time when we go there on a day 7, I just want to line up all of their sauces. I want to have all of the sauces.
And they make a variety of sauces there, from sweet to savory to spicy, and they're all fresh made there. Mm-hmm. They do chicken. Their claims to fame are their flatbread pizzas, their fried chickens, and then some of these salads and other vegetarian options. But they have a variety of sauces for the chicken.
Yeah,
and they're fantastic, including a white barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, they call their Gump sauce. Their Cape Coral Hot, which is their riff on a Nashville hot for hot chicken. Oh, but smoky chili de arbo, just phenomenal flavor. But
the 2 sauces on this falafel burger, the yum yum and the chimichurri, they just work so well together.
Tart, spicy, and you would never know that this thing was vegan.
No, you would not. And then the pickled onion and the wheat roll, and the patty has just got that crispy exterior but that tender interior,
and it's just so crispy and then creamy on the inside. And falafel, it's spiced chickpeas that are ground up, and the spices in there, I think there's a hint of mint and cumin. It is
like a smokier flavor there.
It's just phenomenal. And even if you're not a vegan or you're not doing Meatless Monday or whatever, if you're just looking for something different,
it's delicious.
It absolutely is delicious.
Oh gosh.
It was so good. In fact, while we were there, we got to looking at our calendar and we said, this could be day 7.
Oh, we broke down.
We did because
it was the
4th of July. And they did a menu special for 4th of July. I'm like, come on. I'm trying to be good here as I'm having this monster burger that is, I mean, the thing is enormous. We didn't say this. That falafel burger is huge. You eat that, you're not going to be hungry.
That is true.
But.
And yet.
So.
What did we do?
Well, we broke down because they had a menu special going. And again, if you got guys like Greg and Yovana and Skylar and Shannon getting creative, you just let them do their thing. And they did the Danger Dog.
Love it.
And tell us what was on this thing, because it was just crazy.
Well, first of all, you know, what's more American than having a hot dog on 4th of July? So, exactly. You know, I mean, I twisted your arm.
It was really my civic duty as an American.
Yes, we must celebrate.
Okay.
So, yeah, the Danger Dog. They come in orders of 2, and it's a regular hot dog bun. The dog itself is bacon wrapped. Bacon wrapped. And it's not, let me just share with you, a floppy, partially cooked piece of bacon around that dog.
No weak, limp bacon here.
No, it was almost like it had become part of the dog, like breading for the dog. Like it adhered to the dog, and it was, each bite had bacon in it.
Well, nice big, thick piece of bacon wrapped around there, and then I believe
smoky goodness
that they deep fried it.
Oh yeah. So it had such great texture, and it stayed together, and each bite had both hot dog and bacon without it falling apart.
That's great.
So whatever they did, whatever magic they did, it was
but wait.
Delicious. But there's more.
There's more.
Pinto beans, avocado, chipotle mayo, jalapeno, and then, of course, the standard bun.
I know it sounds, like it's American, but it's got some Tex-Mex to it. It sounds vaguely taco-esque. It was fantastic and beautiful. I mean, when they plate these things come out, 2 dogs and fries, and you're like, oh man, I am so glad that I didn't stick to my vegan thing. It's day 7. I regret nothing.
I really don't regret it either, because when they have specials, I think they have standards that stay on the menu, like that falafel burger, like some of their flatbread pizzas, like the 3 ways they do fried chicken. But some of those specials, you see them, their social media game is so strong. You see them on Facebook and Instagram, and if you don't get them, then they're gone. And you must experience it. It is our duty to tell you that when they have a special, you should get it.
Yeah, really and truly. You're not going to go wrong if you try this place out and you go for one of the staples on the menu. But if they're if they're doing a special and they're getting creative,
just get it.
Just get it. The chipotle mayo, smoky, spicy, but not so hot to blow your taste buds away.
And it's a different kind of hot than jalapeno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think hits different sections of the tongue.
Smokier.
I know these were Nathan's hot dogs that they were using. I watched them.
Really?
Yeah, which happens to be one of my favorite brands. So just fantastic.
Well, it was
dog.
Delicious.
Kudos to them. We cannot wait to have them on the show again and to feature Danger now that they've got the place open and they've got all the kinks worked out of the first month or 2 being open.
It's like you have to get into a rhythm.
Got to get into the groove, and they are definitely in the groove. They're firing on all cylinders in that kitchen, and we're so happy for them and proud of them for what they've accomplished there.
We can catch them sometime in between all the things that they're doing.
They're very busy and very important restaurateurs.
We are going to bring it to you.
Well, it's going to be worth checking out. But while we had the option to make a 6-pack while we were there and piece together some beers, we decided to do something else, and we're going to tell you all about that. Well, before we go on, I'm going to take a minute to tell you all about our friends at Pure Creative Apparel. Anybody can silkscreen a shirt. Look, we know it's true. I did it as a project in high school. But the team at Pure Creative Apparel is really much more than that. They will take you through the entire process to create your custom items, right from the very beginning with the design of your artwork or company logo, then create mock-ups to show you what the finished product will look like and help you select just the right high-quality name brand clothing or other merchandise on which you're going to place your artwork or your logo. And then they'll get you your items fast. Or if you're not looking to get into the whole online sales thing and you don't want to worry about inventory, packaging, shipping, and all of that, Pure Creative Apparel has a complete e-commerce package available. So whether you're a school, church, or club needing just a few shirts for a special event, or a company looking for a complete branding package, Pure Creative Apparel can help. Find out how by going to purecreativeapparel.com. And we really thank them for their support of the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. So instead of piecing together our own do-it-yourself six-pack with some of the pretty awesome beers that they do carry there at Danger
It would
Danger,
have been delightful.
we decided instead that we were going to go patronize another local business, kind of revisit another place that we've been here on the show a while back, and that is our friends out at Fort Myers Brewing.
Yes. We kind of got inspired because we saw ads on Food Network for the Great Food Truck Race. And this season, they featured Fort Myers, and it was this week's episode.
Yes, just aired.
Yeah. And yes, the food trucks went to, you guessed it, Fort Myers Brewing Company.
And can you blame them? Their stock in trade is we're going to pour great beers and we're going to have a line of food trucks outside and you can eat what you want and come in here and have a great time.
Yeah. And they started smaller and then they just kept growing and growing and growing. And lately on their website, they have posted a news story about an expansion that's in the works, that's been in the works for quite some time. And they are in the final stages of the deal to expand around their location in Gateway in the Fort Myers area. And they're going to have an even bigger space for food trucks because, look, they had, on that episode of the Great Food Truck Race, they had, I don't know, like 4 or 5 food trucks there. And that place has become so popular with their great beer and their great ties to the community and all their events and their friendliness to all the local food trucks. They need more space.
And boy, are they going to get it.
Yeah.
Their expansion is 40,000 square feet.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be huge. It's going to be special event space. It's going to be bigger manufacturing and brewing space, plenty of green space from what we read on their website.
It's going to look great when it's done.
I mean, it's they're I know it's a ways away because they're just signing the deal and designing and getting all of that ironed out, but I think it's going to be fantastic. And it's so great to see 2 people who are so passionate about ties to the community, great beer, great food, great events, just bringing everybody together all around that.
Yeah, they've done a great job of turning Fort Myers Brewing, in spite of the fact that it is tucked away in an industrial park or a business park.
Everybody knows where it is, though.
But turning it into a community gathering place for the folks that live out in South and East Lee County.
Dog friendly.
Yep, very dog friendly.
Yeah.
And just a fantastic vibe when you go there. And that is due in no small part to the amazing beers that they make.
Yes, and we did feature back when we did episode 41. We ran the
way back then.
Where I know we're building towards 100 episodes. We're on 70. I mean, and with the quick bites, it's even more if you want to total it. But the Cops and Joggers 5K that we did this past year, we talked to Joel Germain, and he took us through a flight of some of their beers and talked about their ties to the community and the things they talked about. I really want to do the beer mile he talked about, but we only got, a small sampling, although a great sampling, and great stories behind the beers. We wanted to go back and try some more on their vast and ever-expanding menu. I mean, they've gotten to spiked seltzers now. But
yeah, they have a whole section of their menu that's nothing but spiked seltzers.
And I want to go back and try those.
And those are, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 90 calories, and all of them come in at 5% ABV.
I want a flight of those.
Be something interesting to try.
Yeah.
So we'll have to check them out on a future episode. Might be something to do after doing that beer mile.
Ooh, I want to do that beer mile they have so badly.
Yeah, we just got to find a time when day jobs don't get in the way of that.
I got to do it. But I digress.
Yeah, so we ended up getting a couple of flights and
Yes.
trying to do a better job of not overlapping this time.
We did not overlap at all, right?
No,
Yeah.
we did not.
Yay.
So I did 4, you did 4. Why don't you start with your the first one from your flight?
Getting better all the time. So I started with a lighter color beer, very light yellow, key lime wheat, 5% ABV. It had very much lime on the nose, but like that waxy flavor when you tasted it.
Like from the zest?
From the zest, not the pith, but the zest.
Okay.
And it, like I said, it was super light yellow, and it was not overly sweet, so it was not like a dessert beer.
So not like a key lime pie.
Not like a key lime pie, but yet it had tartness. So I think it's great for a hot day here in Florida, especially in the heart of summer. So I think I would get a pint of this, although I don't know if it was my favorite of the flight that I had.
Okay.
So that was my first one.
And you like wheat beers.
I do. And I really like this one, but I don't think it was my absolute favorite of the flight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I went the exact opposite direction from you, and I said, I'm going to go dark. And they had one on their menu called the Sister Hazelnut. And that, of course,
Love it.
is a little shout out to a local band that started up, or a little band that started up in Gainesville, Florida called Sister Hazel.
I guess it's local, sort of.
Local-ish.
And love them. Love their music.
Yes. And that is a hazelnut coffee vanilla porter. This one clocked in at 5.8% ABV. And when I tasted it, I got a really strong hazelnut aroma, but not so much a strong hazelnut taste. The color was dark brown, or really a dark amber, and it let a little bit of light through. Was very lightly carbonated. Had a lighter body than I expected based on the color.
Really?
Yeah, based on the color and on the ABV, I expected having a little more oomph in terms of the body. It did give me some coffee and dark chocolate notes during, while drinking, and then vanilla on the palate and a slight bitter finish after you swallowed. And then afterwards, there was kind of a lingering nuttiness. Like I think the hazelnut kind of, welcomed you and then left the party and then came back right there at the end.
But it wasn't an overwhelmingly bitter aftertaste.
No. It was just kind of bitter on the back of the tongue. So a very different porter than I was expecting. But if you like those types of flavors, that would be something that you might want to check out.
Would you have a pint of it?
Yeah, I could do a pint of that.
You could do a pint?
I could do a pint. Probably, again, not my favorite of the flight either. I would concur with you as far as our first beer not being our favorite, but a strong showing.
Well, I had a strong showing in the second beer in my flight that looked really pink, purplish pink.
Yeah, this one kind of it stood out in your flight.
Yeah, because I had a couple that were of yellow color and one dark one, and then this one just looked fruity in appearance, that fruit. of the blackberry lime shake Berliner.
Okay.
Yeah. And it clocked in at 4%. So I had a couple of, 5 and 4%, a couple of lower ones. I didn't start right there at, hey, here's a 9%er. Woohoo! Yeah. So no, it smelled really tart.
Okay.
It smelled really tart. Like I said,
You have a lime theme also developing here.
I know, but not all the way through the flight though.
No.
So yeah, it was, like I said, lighter pink in color, very like see-through when you held it up to the light. It had a lighter body. It had medium carbonation and a sour finish.
Okay.
And I think that the board said it was brewed with some lactose.
I believe that you are correct. Their description was a fruited beer Weiss brewed with or Berliner Weiss brewed with lactose. So that's your milk sugar.
Yeah. But when you get it, it's not like a milkshake.
No,
this is not what I mean.
No, I think that they were implying shake because of the milk sugar, but not
because of the way that
not
it was
a flavor
was
brewed. Yeah, that's my guess.
I don't know. Well,
I sipped it. I also agree it didn't taste anything like it didn't have a shake flavor, and it wasn't a dessert beer by any stretch.
No, not a dessert beer. It was like a sour, lighter body. Yeah, it smelled tart. I don't know if I got an overwhelming blackberry flavor other than like the tartness and the in the nose of it.
And we eat blackberries literally every day.
And the sour finish,
Okay.
So it's not a dessert beer. I don't know if I would have a pint of it.
You don't tend to gravitate towards sours generally, although we've seen recently there are some that sometimes catch your
stay tuned.
Catch your attention. Uh-oh.
Stay tuned. Anyway, you're up next.
Okay. I went with another one that they call Red Tape. This is an American amber ale that clocks in at 5.6% ABV.
I get it. Red Tape.
Red Tape. It had a medium amber color. It was clear, so it allowed plenty of light through. Had a mild carbonation, light body. I called it balanced. It wasn't too hoppy. It wasn't too malty. The notes I jotted down said caramel and malt with a bit of hoppiness. And I think that even their description of it is something along those lines, where they call it a perfectly balanced hops and malt with a touch of burnt caramel. So they're spot on. I'm looking at their menu here online. If you like a traditional amber ale, I think this is a really good pick. This has a slight bitter finish, but it's something that you would kind of expect from an amber ale. And my final note says very drinkable.
Very drinkable, like pint drinkable.
Like a couple of pint drinkable.
A couple of pint. Because the ABV is what? Did you say?
ABV is 5.6.
5.6. So,
again, we're always talking about using your designated driver, your ride share, just like we did. This was my favorite from the flight.
Really?
Yep, I'm giving it away now. Not that I didn't like the other two, but I'm saying this one here, for me, this was the best of the four that I'm going to talk about.
Did you ever have the Soulless from Bury Me?
Yes.
Yes. How does it compare to that? Do you recall?
It's been a while, but as I remember, the Soulless had a little more oomph to it.
I believe it was higher in ABV, if I remember right.
If it wasn't higher in ABV, I think it might have had just stronger flavors. So this one I think is a little more approachable, a little more balanced, like they talk about.
Because I loved that one.
So
okay.
Your turn.
Well, so your favorite of your flight was the third beer.
No,
in your flight, or your second beer. Your second beer.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was the third.
Oh.
Okay.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. So I'm giving it away up front, I guess. And it's called Tart Like a Tiger.
I knew this was going to be your favorite.
Yeah, and you're like, what? Who did I marry? What's happened to me?
I
I don't
am.
know. I don't know you anymore. I thought you were a wheat ale kind of porter, stout, whatever. Okay. I really like this one. This is Tart Like a Tiger Prickly Pear Goza at 3.2 ABV. So it's very sessionable.
Very much so.
Or you can drink a lot of it if you want, but always drink responsibly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This one, the first beer in my flight was a lighter yellow. This one was a little more golden in color.
Okay.
More golden in color. And I will tell you, I got pear on the nose and I got pear flavor in the drink. A very prickly pear, crisp, clean flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Just moderate carbonation. And it was a tart finish, but not a pucker factor.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I let you try this one, and you said you didn't get this, but on the very end, I got a little bit of a peppery note on the back of my tongue.
So you got a little heat from it.
No, like a black pepper, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know, but it didn't linger there very long. It was just like a little bit of a pepper finish. I don't know where that comes from, and I don't know if I was just imagining that but it was very, very good. And it's very different,
Again, you have discovered Gozas here lately, and it's just shocking me. I tasted this. It was good. This was a good beer. And 3.2, this would be perfect for taking out to the pool or after you're mowing your lawn or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Sitting out there in the backyard, watching the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
This would be great. Or fireworks at 4th of July.
Fireworks, 4th of July. I loved this one. It was great.
Okay.
Yeah. You're up. Number 3.
Number 3 for me, I went totally off the reservation because I wanted to bring a variety of beers to you guys. So I went with one of their IPAs.
Oh, now I feel bad.
The Clean Shave. This is the Clean Shave American IPA. This is a Citra hopped IPA that clocks in at 8% ABV. I only picked this one because it said it was a Citra hopped IPA, knowing that I like the Citra hops, the Galaxy hops, those that are
pine for you,
juicier and more citrusy as opposed to piney. And at 8%, this is going to be the strongest in the flight that I tried.
Of course.
It was clear, maybe a hint of cloud to it. Very light pine note on the nose, which had me a little concerned when I was, first started to smell.
Did it turn you off?
I was like, uh-oh, what did I just order?
No.
But mild carbonation and that hint of pine gives way to a very citrusy grapefruit rind kind of flavor and a very juicy palate.
Yeah.
Bitterness on this one doesn't linger. There's a little bit to it, but then it goes away. I think this is an IPA that would satisfy you whether you're a pinier, more resinous hop fan or a juicy, more citrusy hop fan. They kind of, again, seem like they struck a balance between the two schools of thought.
And you like that?
I respect it.
Ooh, you respect it.
I respect this one.
Respect their authority.
I could do a whole pint of this. I would prefer something that's a little juicier, a little more citrusy in general. But this was not a bad beer at all. And again, this is high praise coming from me because I am expanding my palate, trying to become more open to IPA as a style for me. Mm-hmm. And Clean Shave for a more potent IPA, I would say give this one a try from Fort Myers Brewing.
Yes. Well.
Last but not least.
Yes. Last but not least, I had Caramel Strong. What was called Caramel Strong, and it aptly named was for a 9.2 ABV.
Woo.
9.2.
You win.
It was dark, but it wasn't totally like brown or black in color. It was dark red, more like an amber ale color.
Mm-hmm.
And burnt caramel, brown sugar, that's in their description on the board.
Yep.
And that is an apt description. Mild carbonation and a little bitter kind of burnt brown sugar, burnt caramel on the end, but it doesn't really linger. That bitterness doesn't linger for too long. It's not a really syrupy dessert type of beer. I like it. I don't know. It's not a dessert type.
Now, when you ordered it, did you think it was going to be based on the initial description from the menu?
I thought I was going to get like a boozy, caramely, brown sugary.
So did I.
Yeah. And I thought, oh, let's, but I mean, you throw some ice cream into this and you make like a beer shake with this. I don't know. And that's what I was thinking at first.
Okay.
But I don't know that it would necessarily that's where the venue is for that beer.
So a whole pint?
I think from this flight, I would do a whole pint of the Tart Like a Tiger. But I might look at something else if I was in the mood for a dessert beer.
Okay.
Other than the Caramel Strong. Although it is good, but it was unexpected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, that's a fair description. I think I didn't get a lot of sweetness off of it when you let me taste it either. And I definitely got those burnt caramel flavors you're talking about.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is a potent beer at 9.2. And if
it didn't taste overly boozy.
No, not at all.
No. So for that 9.2,
I've had weaker beers like Kentucky Bourbon Barrel. In fact, is boozier in its
I would say true
flavor than that one is.
Boozier.
So, okay, well, that was your last one from your flight.
It was.
My last one was something that they call their Fairway Finder.
Ooh.
And again, I did it for you all. I had another IPA.
You're not a golfer.
I'm not a golfer, and I'm not an IPA drinker. So they describe this as a light IPA with peach, passion fruit, and lemon. And this clocks in at 4.7% ABV.
Lighter.
Much lighter than the one I previously had. This is, in fact, the lightest beer in my flight as far as ABV goes. Clear, pale yellow color, mild carbonation. I didn't get much of an initial aroma at all, which really surprised me because of all the fruit they're talking about. Mild aromas of the fruit when swallowing, but that fades very quickly. And it finished kind of bitter. So of my two IPAs, I would definitely go back to the Clean Shave.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, I would probably say Clean Shave was my number 2 favorite on in the flight.
Who are you?
I know, right? Even surpassing the Sister Hazelnut and Fairway Finder of the 4, if I'm ranking them, coming in last.
Yeah.
Just because, if you're going to tell me peach, which I love, passion fruit, which I love, and lemon, which I love, I thought I was going to get more of that, and I didn't. So, but again, I could see totally, if you are out on the golf course, you wanted to, get some of this to go, and you're going to be finding the fairway and having a nice 4.7, light IPA. I totally see its place.
Oh my goodness.
So it makes sense.
Yeah. I was shocked that my favorite in my flight was the lowest ABV. Because usually I go for boozier.
Lowest by a lot.
Yeah, I would go for a boozier beer. Well, not really by a lot. The Blackberry Lime Shake Berliner was 4%.
Well, yours was 3.2.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a sub 4.
All right.
So.
Okay, well.
Not that that's a bad thing.
But hey, I would say the variety of Fort Myers Brewing Company, considering everything we had in this episode and back in episode 41.
Oh, their lineup is fantastic.
It's great.
Sandloafer wheat we get all the time.
That was great.
It's one of their staples, and it's one of my favorites. Their Gateway Gold is their blonde ale.
I like their No Nombre.
The No Nombre, which is their version.
Nombre.
Their version of a Mexican lager, and it's
Love it.
fantastic, really drinkable. Their peanut butter and jelly porter, one of the few peanut butter porters that you'll get that doesn't taste like peanut extract. They've got just a lot to offer, so you should really check them out, especially if they're doing one of their big events.
Yeah, there's still stuff on this menu that I want to try.
We may be taking a road trip again.
Yeah, well,
So that's the drink portion. So that's it for this week as far as the running, the eating, and the drinking goes.
Yes, and we congratulate Fort Myers Brewing on their expansion. We can't wait to see more.
We cannot wait because that good things to come, I'm sure, from those guys out there.
Yeah.
And we've got a heck of a week ahead.
We do. We do. You know what came in the mail?
I do, because I picked it up from the post office.
And I appreciate that. We know what it is, but we haven't opened the boxes yet.
We've received our medals for the Disney Virtual 5K series.
80 years of Marvel.
So we are going to do an unboxing with you guys this weekend.
Yes.
On social media, and give you guys a chance to see what those medals are going to look like. And in fact, you'll officially earn it this weekend.
Yes.
Assuming if the tropical system doesn't rain us out.
Yeah. Maybe we can get some in so we can get it done.
Do what we can.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the unboxing. We'll do that on social media. We are heading up to Disney. We're hoping to film for this and to celebrate our 21st.
Yes. That will be wonderful.
So we've got that going on. Tomorrow I go under the knife for my arthroscopic procedure on my left knee. So I'll take all the positive vibes I can get. Going to knock that out around lunchtime and hopefully be home in time to do some Netflix and
send
relax.
Some positive vibes our way.
And I am cautiously optimistic that I might be able to hobble my way through my virtual 5K.
I don't think we need to push it. I'll push you through it.
Somebody's saying you're gonna be in a wheelchair for that. So we'll see. We'll see. They've already told me that they're not even giving me crutches to walk out of the building.
Get up.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Get on it. Get walking.
Well, we're hoping for the best. I'm gonna take excellent care of my co-hosts, and we're gonna heal in whatever way the doctor says is necessary, and get it done so that you can get back to doing what you love.
And getting back on the road in advance of Alaska, I hope.
Yeah. So we're going to take it as it comes. We have some great expert advice in our doctor and in our running coach.
Yes.
And so if you want to send us some positive vibes over social media,
I'll take them.
Let us know some messages, some well wishes. We are info@runeatdrink.net. info@runeatdrink.net. Or you could actually leave us a message for our healing co-host. Yes, at 941-677-2733.
Was that 941-677-2733?
Indeed.
And also, by the way, not just seeking sympathy here, please tell us about what you did to run on the 4th of July. We'd love to shout you out for what you did. We love supporting you guys in your runs and giving you that support and that extra bit of positive vibes that we can send to you. So tell us what you did, what you were able to accomplish.
Celebrate.
And where you might have explored and indulged as well.
Yes. Can we next year celebrate 4th of July with a 5K in your area? Is there a great party? Is there great food and beverage that we need to explore and indulge?
Tell us about it.
Yeah. So we can make future plans for 2020.
Email, call us. We will be listening and checking those while we are at Disney.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're celebrating our anniversary.
Yeah.
We've got the virtual 5K that we're doing at the Pop Century, and we are going to do some exploration and indulging while we're there. For the Run Eat Drink podcast, I am your slightly broken co-host, Dana.
Oh, we're wishing you a speedy recovery.
I'll be fine.
We love you. And of course, this is Aimee, and wherever you're running, have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. We're having a great third year because of your support. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Run, Eat, Drink Podcast. And on Twitter, we're at Run, Eat, Drink Pod. You can also give us a call at 941-677-2733 or shoot us an email at info@runeatdrink.net. Visit our website at runeatdrink.net and click on the subscribe link so you don't miss a minute. Accomplish, explore, and indulge right along with us. We'll talk to you next time.